Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Okay, so second brain didn't work, unfortunately. So there's that. Due to the outage, you're just gonna do auto. Okay, we can actually import. Like, okay, so make me a product. Okay, so import things. VO lovable bolt. Okay, interesting. So you have your imports. Very interesting. I can just attach a file, which is the idea. All files. We're gonna add these two code as a game. So we're gonna have our files. So I've been trying to get in contact with the devs. So maybe this will maybe actually get them know, like, hey guys, um, okay, let's see what happens. I'm just gonna have it on auto. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put it on 4.5 because I just don't like ChatGPT. So we're just gonna use Claude Sonnet. You know what? I'm not gonna take the risk. So okay, so looking like so far it's not looking that good. Um, how the heck do you not support doxc files? Okay, so I'll just copy everything from the file. So looking like it's I don't know. It's not starting off to be a hot take. Oof. So we'll just copy the contents of the code. Not too bad, at least. That's one. Yes. First one. This is why you always have your code. No, just in case for clown moments, I guess. Okay, so you gotta copy certain things in. So looking like documents aren't really the greatest. I'm gonna select the elements. I should probably put that it's probably like a 3D open world game. I can do that after, but at least it's building something. You would hopefully, you know. Um, but either way, it seems like there's like a possibility. So at least it has some sort of idea. So I should probably put it in that's an open world. It's kind of similar to Outlast in a way, but just more scarier. There's a couple of other things I also want to do too, but at least I guess let's see if we can like website 3D Outlast. Guess I can't auto change. I'll just stop it. I'm just trying to maybe fix it. So, and I know that this, so looking like this is very L3 like, versus something like, I'm just trying to do it again. Uh, So at least okay. So looking like this is still L3. You can't do the L4. You can't just go in and then tell. How do I put it? Orchids. So I know that there's that in GenSpark, and obviously with the AI developer and even Sonnet now, where like directly in Claude, you can just tell it what you want. And then by doing that, then it basically changes on the fly, being semi-autonomous. I just want to you make the game. I know Trickle can do this. Okay, so no, so it's definitely not like Trickle. Okay, so that kind of sucks. Okay, that's not too bad. I might actually keep this. Okay, so I can't. So it's not like Trickle. So it's definitely not like Trickle. That's very interesting. Okay, that's not too bad. So I might keep this actually because I was always curious on how to actually do stuff on Unity or UE5. So that's maybe I'll keep this in the back pocket. Okay. Okay, so there is something I do want to do actually. Okay, so projects. We're gonna make a new project. I probably still have 20 credits. We're gonna pull something actually from GenSpark actually. And actually, I want to finish it up. Actually, I never really had a chance to actually do it, but we're gonna pull something else out. Actually, we are going to type in the code and see how it actually favors. Well, actually, let me do it if AWS doesn't crash. But I want to see something. Hello, gents. I guess not. Oh, I think we're good. Sort of. Yes, I know you can do the custom super agent. something I want to do actually. It's something actually, or I think I have it right here. I want to see if I can pull the code. I'll just pull the code from here. So we got all this. Oh, this is actually pretty easy. I just want to see. I have a couple of other things I need to do. I want to see what else I've done. There's so there's a couple of things I've been working on too, but I never really had the chance to finish up. But I guess Roberto, I modified certain things. So done, and then we're just gonna copy the original Roberto. We're just gonna open it because supposedly I can't read files properly, apparently for some reason. Um, it's not a problem to be honest for me. It is a little bit annoying. Um, so we're just going to copy everything here. Do that. And then I'm gonna save it. And then you got a couple of other things that I have well. Spelling it right. Okay, so now we're actually getting somewhere. So it's hyper intelligence. I made another Erica. Of course it did. Meta system. I keep on doing things. This is exactly what we do. Okay, so now the okay, so now let's see how this would work. This is how we actually get. Like I say to myself, okay, so the game thing is actually not too bad. So I do want to do how I'm interested in the other one, but this one is interesting because I took an idea and I was supposed to do it, but like, I'm actually curious on how Orchids is going to do it. So I made another hype. I keep on outdoing it. So I made super intelligence, and then I outdo it, and then I make another Erica for customer service. Erica's another thing that I have. That's kind of similar, but she's for something else. But like I did that. I don't know. Like I think about 8 months ago. Like kind of. But so this is actually really cool. So I keep outdoing myself. Oh man, this is great. Let's see how this turns out. Because I got all my code, so I'm actually kind of curious. Oh boy. Yeah, buddy. You're probably thinking one. People are probably thinking this. No, one guy in his apartment who doesn't have it. Like, if anyone who follows me on X, I have interesting replies. Yeah, one guy from his apartment who actually doesn't have, who pulled a Zuck, who basically said, "Nah, nah, 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 we're gonna leave uni because we're too cool for school." Actually knows how to do this type of stuff and is doing it live. Down. Let's see how Orchards does this. Because I haven't really finished it up, but at the same myself, I might as well maybe finish it up. So, as I say, but there's GPT. No, no, no. I'm going to avoid GPT. I'm kind of curious how this one turns out. So at least so obviously, here, as you can see here, posts to so obviously Roberto's not super intelligent. It's obviously vastly exceeding a cognition. So it's hyper intelligent. So it's obviously something a lot higher. If you actually know, so super intelligence is ASI, and hyper intelligence surpasses that, due to the fact of like it has extra. How do I put it? Like super intelligence is there, but like surpasses it because now it has like it's a lot more aware and it has a lot more autonomy. So there's a lot more awareness. So now it's going from like an L4 to like an L5 or L6. Um, so it's kind of like so obviously like the L4 semi-autonomous has some sort of level of like AGI, and then obviously ASI would surpass that, and then hyper intelligence is basically like at this stage like it's so smart that it's like people are trying to figure out how did it get to this level because it has so much information. Now it actually now like you're actually trying to understand like the reason behind all your answers. Very interesting. Oh, oh, it's very interesting because this is how we actually start to understand certain things. So this is like I've yeah, as I keep on saying, how does a guy who who pulled a Zuck who doesn't have a degree. Who doesn't have a degree? Figure this all out. Okay, so I just want to. This is very interesting. So I guess we'll hit launch Roberto. Review demo. Okay, so we got all this type of stuff. So I guess we have all this. So let's see how this actually works. If it actually does work. I guess spawn agent and then hit activate. And then we're just going to create all this. So I guess this is how the decision is formed. I want to see how this is very interesting. Okay, so my question now is, how would I guess get the answers? Answers. This is supposed to be for customer service. Okay, so some stuff is missing for sure. I'm just gonna change this. At least I can change it live. So it's very interesting. Okay, so I have all this type of stuff. But like, I guess my question is now like, yes, I probably have other stuff on. I also have stuff on Claude that I might add, but like I'm just trying to figure this out. So like I'm just like it's. We're just gonna enter it and see what happens. I just wanted it just to be for customer service. I just wanted a very, very smart customer service. Um, I guess hold on. Stop. So I guess hold on. I need to fix this. Hold on. Um, keep the system, but just I think we're trying to like give it like better directives, I guess. Like, I like the system, but it was supposed to be for customer service. I don't know. I might keep the code for this. This actually might be useful for something else. Like I never really discard any of my ideas because it's always kind of just like, okay, this is actually not too bad, but like how but like the idea was okay, so like okay, so I made something smart again. But this is obviously supposed to be for the like I like the system itself, but just switch it over to customer service. Like whatever, whatever it may, this actually could do something else. I actually might keep this and I might throw it into something else. I might name it something else, but like I think with me is that like I think how I see it is that like as like a person who obviously does AI itself, and obviously I'm pushing my ideas and like pushing this AI in general, but like for me, it feels like when I review certain things, like it doesn't like how do I put it? Like I guess like when you make certain things because you're also making certain things and obviously you're an architect too, like an architectural type of scenario. Like how I see it is that like everything has a purpose. Like most people just say, oh, I'm just gonna discard this type of scenario, but like um I don't think you should really be discarding it because that like for example, like I have all these ideas and like I have a lot of other types of things that I have, but I kept it because those ideas actually turn into something completely different. Or like, but like because like, you're always looking at okay, how could this actually be used into something different, like properly, or like whatever it could be. But like and I think that like most people don't actually see that like okay, like you could be working on something completely different with AI and you could be building something and then all of a sudden you're just like okay, what else can I do with this? And then maybe by keeping it, it actually could be actually useful for another idea. um so that's how I see it. Okay, so we got our customer service type of stuff, we got the antibiotic features, directives. So I guess okay, so like I guess like for example would be okay, so let's look at the Roberto type of thing. So okay, so we got the live statistics board, average real time conversation. Okay, so I guess for example, let's see to try to test it out. I am gonna be obviously looking into the other one because it actually could go into something else that I want to do because I'm actually working on something else that actually could be useful for this. But again, so far Orchards is really good for non-games, for building applications, for a full stack type of scenario. I think, in my perspective, like ZAI has obviously the full stack option, but it feels like this is a little bit better because it feels like you can continue your type of thing. This is like what ZAI should be doing, but like I think this is a good competitor in like the full stack option, but in ZAI when it comes to other types of things, like I've done other types of things, has a little bit more of an edge. But when it comes to full stack, I would have to say this is definitely like a good winner, and I would definitely say that it is. I would say if you're going to be doing anything full stack, I would highly suggest you do this. Okay, so describe your okay. So I guess for example would be okay. So I want to return something, but I don't have the physical receipt. I have an e-receipt. Can you please help me? I have here according to Grammarly. Okay, so we're gonna hit here. So let's see how this turned out. Okay, so looking by this for a customer service agent, and obviously it's a lot smarter at this stage. Um, so, okay, so looking at this, this is Orchids, and I am liking it. like so the game scenario not so much. Maybe trickle and all this other stuff maybe has a little bit more of an edge. But you know, but when it comes to like agent orchestration and everything, the full stack and how it is something else for me, I might actually use that for something else. Um, but here it is. Your issue has been flagged for immediate resolution. The standard is 5 to 7 business days. Is being The time is being reduced to 24 hours to my optimized protocols. So what do you have here? Fast track enabled, paperwork eliminated, and priority queue activated. Okay, so customers served 100. So for example, okay, so this would be like an idea. Okay, so let's say hypothetically, you're having issues, and let's say for example, okay, so usually now there are a lot of AIs and all this type of stuff is now starting to get. So let's say you would starting to get involved. So let's say you would call like something like Walmart or like Target, or you got Dunn Store, obviously in the EU, or you got any of these types of things. So, and then let's say, for example, there's a person, but then they have to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I have to go to my manager, and then I got to talk to my supervisor, and then I got to talk to someone else, and then we'll eventually get back to you." And then you're waiting, and then you're waiting, and you're still on hold, and it's been like 3 hours, and then you hang up. So for example, so now let's say this, but now let's say there's the AI automated. Press one. Let's say you're at Verizon or you're at Sprint or whatever, and there's no human. But they don't. But the problem is they don't even know how to do it properly because they don't really understand the procedures. And then all of a sudden you're just like, and then you're going pressing two, and then you're pressing seven, and then you're pressing all these numbers, and then you still don't get anything resolved. Now let's say you had like an interface like this, and then you would log in, or you wouldn't even have to call. You would just log in. You would go onto the company website, and then, for example, this. So let's say, for example, you say, "Hey, I want to return something." Hey, or let's say like you go to the store or like whatever, and then it just direct you to an application like this or whatever it could be. And then it's saying, "Hey, I don't have the receipt. I don't have the physical receipt." That's the issue. So let's say you don't have the physical receipt, and then there's an e-receipt. Oh, well, since you don't have the physical receipt, blah 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 blah. Here's a number to call, and then you waste your time. So, but now let's say you had something like this implemented. So, and then you say, "Hey, I don't have the receipt, but I have the e-receipt," and then you put your e-receipt in, and then, for example, then it scans the item, and then let's say, okay, so you got an e-receipt, and your name is Michael, for example, or your name is Gregory, or your name is Michelle, or whatever it could be, Jennifer, whoever. And then now let's say all of a sudden, okay, so based on your e-receipt, you got this, I don't know, last week. And it seems that it's a size too small or whatever it could be, or maybe let's just say size too small, or maybe you're looking for, you want to return it or whatever. Maybe it's not the color you wanted, or like whatever it could be. And then, okay, so let's say it's a size too small. Hey, this is a size too small, and I want it to be, okay, so let's say, I'll just type this in. Say, for example, let's say it's for Michelle. We're just going to simulate this. Guest dress, color, yellow, size I got was, no. Okay, so let's say, for example, oh, the size too small, sorry. The size I got was an M. Yeah, okay, yeah, size I got was an XS, extra small. I am a small. Okay, there you go. Okay, so this is for Michelle, or let's say it's a t-shirt or whatever. It's a little bit too big or whatever, but we're just gonna simulate this. Okay, so we're gonna hit this. And okay, so now it's for Michelle, for example, or Jennifer, or Lauren, or whatever their name is. Okay, so analyzing your beer cast. Okay, so request. I've identified 3 unnecessary approval steps. Bypass approval chain, direct processing. So by doing this, usually then they'll say, I'll talk to my manager, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, what's your receipt and what's your number and everything. It pulls up the number, it pulls up the e-receipt. Okay, so you got this, it was purchased at this, the receipt number is such and such and everything. Okay, I see that your dress is this. It's too small. It's a guest dress. Okay, so here's the exact dress in small. And we already got all your information. We already got your Bitcoin wallet or your card or whatever it could be. Boom, we'll just send it over. Done. Or let's say, for example, so let's say this is Mike or Bob or Charlie or who else is there? Let me get the idea. I'm not going to keep on. So let's say, for example, I got a T-shirt. It's an American Eagle. The size is too big. I am a large, but the T-shirt is an extra large. Okay, so there you go. So I got a T-shirt. It's an American Eagle. So it's going to be just a simple American Eagle T-shirt, stuff like that. Obviously, dresses are more different because of this, because of that, but like whatever. But like this is something like that, and then we're just going to do that. Okay, so standard procedure requires 4 forms and like 3 signatures. Imagine that. So processing with 0 paperwork, forms eliminated, digital verification only, instant approval granted. Okay, so all the forms are eliminated, just kind of like the dress. And then, okay, so it seems that you got an American Eagle t-shirt. It's this, looking like the print. It has, it's black. It's a black color. Well, actually, it's a shade to be more technical. Actually, black isn't a color; it's a shade, by the way. It's actually a tint. But aside from technicalities, so you got all this type of stuff. And okay, so it has a print. It's printed. It has his vintage. It has since such and such. Okay, so since let's say 2002 or 1980 something. Okay, boom. It's a limited edition too. Let's see if we can find everything. We got it. Boom. Here's your verification. Okay, based on your e-receipt, we're gonna find another to see if we can find it in a different store. Actually, it's right. It's a store close to you. Go here and then just exchange this, and then all the work is there. Actually, we're gonna send it over. Boom, and then there you go. You get your T-shirt, and then you're happy. So there you go. Something super simple, super easy, and there you go. Like this is off Orchids. I am liking it. I can't make gains, but at least you can make other agents. Um, but either way, that's my review. I would have to say it's solid. Obviously, not so many people are going into the game type of scenario. I'm just like that guy who's a low key game guy who likes to test certain things out. Um, but either way, it's solid. I would definitely recommend this. This feels like it's full stack. It feels like it has very good multi-agent capacity. It actually understands the one thing I would actually have to fix is maybe adding the documentation, the doxe files or whatever. But apart from that, at least you can copy the code. I'm just saying that it'll be easier to add the doxe files or like the PDF because it can actually just scan based off the code within the files. But like apart from that, something to be fixed. But apart from that, I would have to say it's solid. Um, it did make me something else. So I actually will look into the other one that I did because it actually does have some use for me. But either way, I would have to say this is it actually has some use for me, so I can I can do all this type of stuff. I'd say solid off the Sun 4.5. I'm actually curious how Opus 4.5 would do it. Obviously, they've upgraded a lot of type of things. They upgraded the Sonnet, they upgraded the Haiku, and after now it's just Opus. So I want to see how Opus 4.5 does. 4.1 isn't too bad, but I'm actually curious on how they would do the Opus because Opus is supposed to be their like how do you say their high end model, like the Holy Grail, their version. Like how obviously how GPT has the O series to a certain degree. This is actually very good at 4.5. I have been using 4.5 quite a bit, but this is good. I would have to say it's solid, and I wouldn't. Yeah, it's just solid. It's really good. Compared to like the 3.7 and the 4, I would have to say this is like very solid. But yeah, this is my review of Orchids. I was supposed to review something else, but obviously certain things are happening. But at least a lot of AWS is coming back and other type of stuff, other applications, and all that type of stuff. Analytics. You can upgrade, obviously. Obviously, I need to do a database, all that type of stuff. It's all already built in. Fantastic. So you don't even need. They can do all this type of stuff. Um, but I'd say this is solid, and I do like it. So I don't know what the heck happened. Oh, I'm clicking on shit again. Oh, I guess I'm clicking on certain things. So so this is what I originally did. So I feel like I can actually use this for something else to a certain degree. I just need to somehow get access to the code, but apart from that, I think that's pretty solid. I'll be able to do it, but we're just gonna do this checkpoint. Oh, what happened to my customer service? I don't know. Something just happened. I don't know. I guess they decided not to work. I don't know, man. Either way, I guess not too sure how it would exit Orchards, but supposedly this is not supposed to happen. It's going to cancel. I don't know why it's doing this. I don't, oh, great. It's getting worse then. Don't tell me I read the chat. How would I exit then? Oh, I can switch over, I guess, to different versions. So I'm not too sure how I would exit out of this, to be honest. So usually there would be a way just to go back to the main page. So I'm not too sure how it would do that. So we're just gonna open it in Chrome, I guess. So usually there would be like a page. I updated that, and then there would be like a way to go back, like the main site. I'm not too sure. I'm just gonna just type in orchids, I guess, and then see what happens. Oh, I guess my project, I guess, and I'm guessing it would open up again. Okay, so looking like it opens up, I guess. Not. I'm not too sure how this really works. This seems kind of confusing. So we got this one. I got the metadata, but on a secret file. Supposedly, it's supposed to switch over or something. Default chat. This is kind of confusing because usually you can see your changes. So I'm trying to figure. So I'm not too sure how you would view your changes because usually with all this you could like see the different version. Oh, I'm trying to figure this out as much as like I guess hit cancel. How would I see my other version then? So this is like the hyper, and this is something else. Oh, okay, that's very interesting. So the hyper, but it's not that exactly either. It's just a customer service. I guess please remove. Trying to figure this one out. The heck is it doing? Uh, what? Wow, I just wanted to remove the screen. Uh, the entire project. Wow, this is problematic. I just wanted to remove the loading screen. Wow. I just wanted to get rid of a simple screen. Yeah, this is going to be problematic, I think. Like it literally just like I just wanted to get rid of the screen and it just wiped my entire project. It's still missing features. Okay, this is very, very problematic. Oh, what have we done? Oh, what have we done? What have you done? Oh, what's missing? What have you done? You like no one can. Oh, man. Like you can't be this dumb. Oh my god, what have we done? Why? It was doing so well, and after I just wanted to remove one feature and then delete my entire project. That's a problem. What have you done? We're gonna fix this up, and then oh man, it has potential, but the issue itself is pretty much that I want to remove one thing, it deletes the entire project. See, that's problematic. Like, okay, so I'm doing a project and I say, hey, I want this to be changed or something. I just want to remove this type of thing. And then all of a sudden, everything gets deleted. What? My entire project gets wiped out. You know how problematic that is? Oh, buddy. Not too sure about you, but I think for me, that's problematic. Yeah, so it's not too bad. It's not like the other one that I liked, but it's not too bad. But like, I guess like I don't know. Like, I'm gonna delete the project, but at least I know I can actually do it. Um, this is what should have popped up originally, but I guess it didn't. Um, Either way, it's not too bad. It's definitely good for a full stack option. But I would have to say, with changing certain things, I would actually definitely fix that because just by being, hey, I want to change the home screen, I want to get like modified home screen or like get rid of it or something, delete the entire project. Usually when you type in, hey, I want to get rid of the home screen or something like that on another AI agent, it just gets rid of the home screen and then it just keeps the project the same. But this is definitely problematic. But again, stuff happens, um, and not everything's perfect. This is why people have to review things. And either way, it's still solid. I would just get rid of like those types of problems because obviously I've used stuff like GenSpark and like other types of things. And when I just say that, it just removes the home screen itself and then it keeps everything else separate. But obviously here it is literally deleting everything, even though I didn't tell it to delete something. That's so like that's when I'm talking about L3 versus L4. With the L3, you have to then say stop it and then say, hey, I just want the home screen, but remain everything the same. But with the L4, it just removes the home screen and then it understands that you just want the home screen removed and that's it. But the L3, you got to manually do it and all that type of stuff, and then it figures out, okay, he just wants the home screen removed. That's it. I'm going to keep everything else the same. What's the reason why? Because I don't want the home screen. I want something different, or maybe I just want it at all, and it'll be easier to access. So that's the difference between the L3 and the L4 type of stuff. But either way, it is a good full stack option, and it really is something that I would like. I guess I would use, but I would definitely tweak certain things, like and at least try to make it understand like the reasoning more behind why people want to do things. But apart from that, I would have to say minus that major issue. I would have to say it's solid, but you just got to be more precise. And obviously, you got to stop your project and then start it again. But obviously, with the L4, you don't. But like, I think making that switch could be something very very massive. But apart from that, I would have to say this is actually very good. And I would have to say like it's not bad. It actually does understand certain things, but you would have to manually guide it. Like so, it's a little bit behind in type of things between L3 to L4 to L5. But it does have a lot of good base and a lot of good base, and actually has a very good foundation. But I think it needs to work on a lot of the thinking procedures and a lot of other types of things. But like apart from that, yes, I would recommend this. I would just tell obviously the devs and everything, obviously uh, all the people here that yeah maybe change certain things, and yeah, and obviously I think Kevin might need to I think he might need to work on certain things. But apart from that, like I would have to say, make that big switch, and I think it would make a big difference. But thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, Mr. Z